All right, you guys, I'm over here at my property, and I'm finishing up the sanding on the truck camper, doing the roof. Everything's looking really good, and it doesn't get much better than this. I mean, it's October, late October in Ohio. It's like 75 degrees, and I don't know, just being on your own land and doing a project that you want to do in weather like this, I don't know how you guys feel, but it doesn't get much better. So here she is. She's looking really good. I got that last little flap right there tucked under. That's how I use those push pins sometimes. And I'll put another top coat of glue on that, so that's just glued down once, no top coat. And all the rest of that that's yellow has top coats, with the exception of down there. So when I get that down there up on stilts, I'll tuck it under and kind of finish it. So that's why it's kind of like down there like a drape. Overall, pretty good. There are some issues that you know, you're gonna get with this stuff. You know, you'll get like little pieces of fiber and overlaps and stuff like that. So you're gonna get that on here, on these, but the goal was to make it look nice, obviously, but then also to you know, make it as strong and weatherproof as possible. So let's go up on this roof. This is what I'm doing now, and I really just slathered that stuff on thick up here, and it's so much stronger up on this roof. Before, it was kind of like creaking a little bit up here, but now that I'm up here sanding and I got this canvas on and then 2 layers of glue, I mean, it really has stiffened that up quite a bit. So I'm very, very happy about that. So I'm gonna knock down any high spots. There's like little dimples here and there. So I got these, just these cheap sanding blocks from, you know, the dollar store. Knock down some high spots. That's a crease right there. But overall, it's looking pretty good. There's one little crease right there. You know, you try. You know, I'm on by myself. There's another crease right there, and that'll flap down there, over there. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. And they're gonna have solar up here, so knocking these high spots down, and gonna put on a layer of exterior paint. Man, that took it right off. Here's what it usually looks like, kind of sandy, right down to the foam. That was warm. That's going on pretty good. Probably a couple coats of this. It's exterior, and it's the Bear, I believe, E600 exterior. I got the satin. The flat, I think, would have been too flat. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty good. Kind of hides some of the little dimples and stuff like that. And certainly better, I think, than that yellow color of the glue. Nobody wants that, I don't think. So yeah, looking pretty good so far. Got a little dinkle right there. Maybe we'll come back and clip that off. Soaking up pretty good. check it out, check it out, check it out. First coat of the paint on there, and that is looking pretty good. I'm not sure if you're getting this with the light or not. A little bit of area up there I got to do. I didn't want to paint over it, and I got to do some glue down here, but looking really good. And this paint back here is not done yet, obviously, but the paint job on the sides is looking pretty good all the way down and under. And this here, I'm going to flap that down and under when I get it up on the stilts. So it's nice, it'll have a nice drip edge down there. So that's kind of like a nice before and after. This is what it looks like with 2 coats of glue on there, and then that's what it looks like with 1 coat of the paint. And then up there, looking pretty good too. Looking good all the way around. I like it. Exterior grade satin. Still can see some of the seams, you know, like there. You're gonna be able to see those, but I like what I see so far. It's looking really nice, and it's definitely gonna protect it from the elements. So I think that's pretty good. And I'm still not happy about that, what I'm calling the racing stripe right there, but that was from you know, one of those painters kind of canvases, and it said it was a bigger one, but it was technically, but they spliced it together, so I didn't know any better until I put it on. I should have looked at it twice or whatever, but I didn't. So that's my fault. So I'm gonna have to own it. That's gonna be a reminder of me to make sure in the future to do stuff like that. So looking good on the paint and everything. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Follow along. All right, you guys, it is Halloween Day 2024, and bringing you another update to the outside of the camper. And as you recall, if you've been following along, I'm doing this poor man's fiberglass, which is tight bond to glue, and then also canvas, or you can use, I guess, a bed sheet or something else like that, but most people use canvas. So 2 layers of that, and then I'm also putting on 2 coats of exterior grade latex based paint. So it is looking pretty nice, if I do say so myself. I love those corners right in there that kind of like bends it around. If you're gonna do this method of the fiberglass, poor man's fiberglass, I'm gonna give you a couple tips. So, but let me just show you real quick. These are going to be the back hatches, and this is going to hold the diesel fuel, and then probably also spare diesel up on top. I got a really nice stainless tank that goes there, and a white extra tank that goes in there. And I just decided to go ahead and do everything in that poor man's fiberglass, inside and out, because there's going to be liquids in here, although I know it is diesel, so, but just in case it comes in and stuff. So this top piece flips down and around, and it goes all the way in, goes in there, and then goes all the way back up in here, and then down around in there. So that's what I mean by that, is it tucks in. And I'm not sure if you can tell on the video or not, but this part here is cut back to here. So when the water comes down, it'll have like a drip edge here, and hopefully, you know, fall down. So I don't know what they call that, like a chamfer or like a back cut or something like that. But basically it's to break, I think, what's called the capillary action of the water coming off the roof, so it doesn't like track all the way back down and then get, you know, into the camper itself. So it'll break that like friction, so to speak, right on that edge right there, and then drip right down here, as opposed to traveling, you know, back there and getting into the camper. So over here, I did add another little piece up here, and that's just because of the size of the AC unit. I didn't know exactly what that was going to look like, and then I decided to get a vent that goes all the way across the front of it to allow ventilation, and that basically will fit the vent really nice. So I'm actually going to paint the inside of this white because they are, you know, hatches, and I want, when I open up the doors and stuff, I want to be able to see inside there. So went ahead and did a first coat back here, just rolled it. I'm gonna come back in and fill a little bit in there, but basically it's looking pretty darn good all the way around. Most of the area has 2 coats. The roof has 2 coats, and then most of the body and stuff like that also has 2 coats. Did the same thing down here. I wrapped the poor man's fiberglass in here with that glue. That glue is specifically designed to be it's waterproof, so so hopefully that will keep, you know, protect that area there at the where the door closes. So what I'm working on inside here is, this is the bottom door for this area here. It's going to be a Dutch door because, you know, the tailgate closes, so I want to be able to open one door when the gate is closed, especially in order to reach out and close the gate, you know, when I'm inside. So so nobody's going to trap me in here. I don't really think that's a huge concern, but I guess sometimes it is. And then this right here, this panel is the door for the left-hand side hatch, and then this panel here is the door for the right-hand hatch. And over here with this cutout here, that is actually the upper door that goes right in this area right here. So that's going to have a window. So, and this is the area where the AC goes. Sorry about the light if it's not coming through really well. And I got the AC back in there temporarily. I did go ahead and put this board, this piece of plywood in on the bottom. That's half or a 5 millimeter. And then on the inside, I'm going to put in like 0.2 millimeter or 2 millimeter just sheathing on top of this this foam here, up and around here. So I'm gonna basically plywood the inside of it, but with real thin plywood. It's like 2 millimeters. So so yeah, so it's looking really good. I'm super happy, you know, with the progress and stuff. And I can't wait to start getting a lot of these mechanicals and things like that installed. But you know, doing this poor man's fiberglass, it's, especially when you have all of these bends and corners. I mean, you got to make, you know, corners everywhere, corner. I mean, it's just, it's really laborious if you have a lot of corners. And I did want to show you kind of the different types of canvas here. So I'm going to turn this around. So this canvas here, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's kind of a tighter weave, and it's lighter in color. And the little flares and stuff don't come off as much on this canvas, whereas over here, this one, I mean, you know, when you cut it, the little flares come out here, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. And this is kind of like a darker weave. I don't know if you can tell, but this one is, it seems to be like more substantial, and I don't know if it's quite made out of the same fabric as this and this. But if I were you, I would try to look for this tighter, and this one just happens to be lighter in color. I don't know if that's true with all of them or not. This is a slightly, you know, dingier kind of beige, and this is a whiter cream, it looks like. I don't know if that like means anything really in the canvas world. I don't know, I'm not a canvas expert, but that lighter one works a lot better in order to avoid, you know, because some of these little, you know, things like that, you know, because you just spend so much time, you know, picking off the little threads and stuff like that on this application. So if I had to do it over again, I'm really happy with, I think, like the protective nature of it, and it stiffens up everything. But if I had to do it over again, I would probably just do plywood on the sides and the top for sure. And I wouldn't have as many like corners and things of that nature. And then I would just do the poor man's fiberglass for the top, just the top where the rain hits and stuff. because I mean, you know, going down and underneath here, especially like fighting gravity under here with the poor man's fiberglass and stuff. Oh, there's where my little radio antenna goes, right up in there. It's kind of funny. But just tucking it in and overlapping it, you know, over and over and over again, so you can fight where that water goes, is it slows down the job a lot. I mean, I spent a lot of time just doing it, and I would do it slightly different the next time, but I think overall I think it looks, you know, pretty good, and it's probably going to be, you know, really secure and stuff. So, but just like the corners, you know, like right there, it's just really tough sometimes to get those corners. And you know, when you put the glue in and then it kind of like hardens a little bit, like on the crease, and then you got to do the next little piece of it after it hardens. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get like the fold and stuff in there. So so practice a little bit. I think it is a viable method. I used a lot of glue. I did not water it down. I think some people do water it down. I did not, and I used quite a bit of glue. But man, it is a gorgeous day. Hey, look at that. You really can't get better than that. It's supposed to be 78 in Cleveland today, which I'm right next door to Cleveland, and it is just awesome. We got bucks and deer running around here like crazy because of the rut, you know. So perfect day to do this and to get this dry and to paint and stuff, because you don't want to do that below 50. So anyhow, I've been rambling on enough. Thanks for following along. Hopefully the next update I'll have some doors in, and then maybe even start on doing the interior, like putting some mechanicals and the electrical and stuff like that in. So so thanks for following along. Hey, welcome back. We are doing some painting over here at the camper, and I'll give you a little update of what's going on. As you can see, this is the back of the camper, and on the left hand side here, this is the left hand hatch where the diesel tank is going to go, and then over on the right hand side, that's just kind of like a storage unit over there, and then on top, that's going to be where the air conditioner goes. So I went ahead and painted, put the final paint job on, because some of the stuff was yellow before. So like up in the top area there, and then kind of some touch-ups here and there. I did a second coat of the black, and then did like a first coat of the black and a second coat of the black up on top, because that was the last part of the, you know, gluing that I did. So, and I chose white inside the hatch area there. You know, the reason I chose white is just because these are going to be on the outside of the camper, and you know, I might go out there like during nighttime or something, and I just kind of wanted to have a little bit more contrast if I'm trying to find something in there, just in case, you know, we're going to be camping and it's dark, and you know, that kind of thing. So so I thought that the white would also maybe like set it off as well, so a little bit of a design feature. I could always change it if I wanted to, but I kind of like it. You know, you open up the doors and it's all nice and bright and crisp in there. So I did that, and then went ahead and painted the threshold and painted the doors. So this is the main upper entrance door, and then this is the left-hand panel here for the left-hand hatch, and then this one is the right-hand panel for the right-hand hatch. Did a little bit of painting inside, even though that'll all be covered up, you won't see it. And then that's the bottom hatch for the Dutch door. And then I also painted some of these louvers, so that'll go like that. So I just had these. They're ordinarily white, and I've had these for a long time, just in my tool shed, I guess. And those louvers there, I'm going to cut them. So I'm going to cut these kind of like in, like, you know, smaller strips there, you know, and they're going to kind of go like here probably, and then also on this side right here, And then I have another panel of louvers that go right in front of here. And you know, the reason that I'm doing all that is because the AC goes right there. So, you know, I don't want anybody messing with those little fins on the AC. You know, those are really sensitive. And kids and like idiot teenagers and drunks, they love to come up and just go, and then all of a sudden your AC is like losing 50% of its efficiency. So, but at the same time, that AC, it needs to have airflow, you know, to get rid of the hot air from the inside and get it out of there and through the condenser process. So we're gonna have louvered panels right here. I bought that, and that'll go in. And then like on this side, we're gonna have basically these things cut up and screwed on and into place over there. So that's basically what's going on with this update on the paint. Other than that, it's pretty much all painted and done. And I'm really happy with the progress. And I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. I got all kinds of more stuff going on in future episodes. I'm actually going to be building the jacks, you know, to jack that thing up. So I'm using some Harbor Freight jacks and some steel, some scrap steel that I went out and purchased for that. So stay tuned. We got all kinds of cool stuff that are, you know, that's coming your way. Thanks a lot. Take care.